right, so graphing absolute value inequalities. Once again, the A is going to be your vertical stretch or compression. And we know it's a stretch when your A is bigger than 1. All right, so any kind of whole number bigger than 1, 2, 3, -5, -8, because remember the negative sign you ignore. And then your compression is going to be those fractions and decimals, any number between 0 and 1. All right, so the fractions and decimals are what's going to give you the compression.
What is that?
They're absolute values because the negative sign doesn't matter.
No, the little thing right there. You have it looks like a 0.
0?
In the okay. Like it looks like okay.
Oh, it's a less than sign. 0 is less than A, less than 1. So between 0 and 1. All right, if your A value is negative, what kind of transformation do you have?
Reflection.
Yeah, reflect over what axis? Very good. Reflect over.
Right?
Uh-huh. Reflect over the x-axis if it's negative. All right, reflect over the x-axis if it's negative. All right. The B is very similar to the A, but because that B is on the inside, it's horizontal. So it's going to be a horizontal stretch or compression. And because we're talking about the horizontal, the inside, everything is backwards and opposite. So it's going to be a stretch if you have a decimal or a fraction. And it is going to be a compression if it's bigger than 1. So inside is always backwards.
A on the absolute value, you mean B.
I did. Thanks. All right, so I know it's kind of confusing because it's backwards, but does that make sense? Inside horizontal and backwards, outside vertical, and what you would normally think.
Will your B ever be outside?
Say it again?
Will your B ever be outside?
No. And if the B is negative, which axis are you reflecting over?
Y.
Very good. Reflect over the y-axis. All right, the C. What kind of shift is that?
Left and right.
Yeah, left and right. And then the last one is the D. What kind of shift is that?
Up and down.
Up and down. Very good. All right, today we're going to have the inequalities. So we have the greater than and less than signs. So remind me, if you do not have the inequality bar, what's special about your graph?
It's dotted.
Very good, it's dotted. And if you do have the inequality bar, what's special about your graph?
It's solid.
It's solid. All right. The less than signs, are we going to shade above or below? Below, very good. So less than, you're going to shade below. And then the greater than signs, you're going to shade what? Above. Yes. Oh, hi. Alrighty. Go down to these problems right here. Alright. All I want to do is graph these. On number 1, I have a problem though. What's my problem?
Y is not by itself.
Y is not by itself. So how do you get Y by itself?
Plus 2 on the other side.
Add 2.
Ask it to please go by itself.
Yeah. Alright, so add 2 to the other side. So now I have Y is less than negative absolute value of X. And then plus 2. You cannot combine the 2 with the x. They're not like terms. And you also just can't add things into your absolute value sign. It doesn't work like that. So you just stick it on the end. Now y is by itself. Now I'm going to write down the vertex, I'm going to state the transformations, and I'm going to graph them because all of it should match up. All right, you don't always have to do all of those things, but I am just to, 1, practice it, and 2, show you how everything matches. So for the transformations, what does the negative sign mean? Reflect over the x-axis. Good. Okay. What does the 2 mean?
It goes up to.
Up to. Good. So here's my parent function, right? I know that my graph is going to reflect over the x, so I'm going to flip it over the x-axis, and it's going to go up 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that is what it should look like. All right, I also can figure out what the vertex is. Looking at my function, remember your vertex is going to be your CD. These 2 numbers right here at the end in that order. This is your vertex. This is the x, this is the y.
Isn't it supposed to be a dotted line?
Yes.
It's 1 over 2.
I did a solid line because I look like a solid.
Oh no.
All right, wait, hold on. So there's no number inside here with the x, right? So because you're subtracting, it's going to be 0. Because the understood number, if nothing is there, when you are adding and subtracting, is 0, right? Because anything plus 0 is itself. That's why it's the understood number. If you are multiplying, for example, do you see how there's no a value? But a is being multiplied. So if you're multiplying, your understood number is 1. Because anything times 1 is itself. Does that make sense, the difference? Why this understood number here is 0.
Because it's nothing.
But your a value is a -1. Right? Because when you're multiplying, your understood number, if it's not there, is 1. If you're adding and subtracting and it's not there, it's 0.
What is
The lines on the outside of x can make them a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Why is it -1?
Oh, yeah, Mohan.
I didn't understand anything.
Thank you. That makes sense.
So the a value out here in front,
Is the one dotted?
Yes.
yeah. The a value out in front, it's a -1 because you're multiplying.
Yes.
So -1, the 1 is understood because 1 times anything is itself. But there's no number here on the inside with the x, right? Your c value, since there's no number, that's an understood 0 because you're adding or subtracting it. Make sense?
So the V stands for vertex.
Yes. All right,
No,
so,
the last 2 numbers are the V.
yeah, last 2 numbers of the v. All right, so I'm going to plot my vertex. When you plot your vertex, you should be matching your translations. From your origin, I went up 2. That is what I wrote down for my translations. Okay? Make sense? So, to plot your vertex, you should match your translations. You go up 2, and that is all you did. So that's my vertex. Now, what am I going to be using for slope?
X. I mean 1 over 4.
Yeah, -1 over 1, the a value. So I'm going to go down 1 over 1. Which makes sense because you're getting reflected over the x, so it's getting flipped upside down. All right, now, am I dotted or solid? Dotted?
Ding, ding, ding.
Because you don't have the bar underneath. And are you going to shade above or below? Below, because it's a less than. Now, it's not inside or outside. Do not think that way. It is above the line or below the line. Whether you're shading inside or outside the V does not matter. Okay, it's above the V or below the V. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. 5-7, is it a solution?
No.
No, it is not. All right, let's go to number 2. Some of y'all are going to help me. Get ready, I'm calling sticks.
No.
Yes, the sticks. All right.
my life.
For this first translation right here, Jasmine, the 2, what kind of transformation is going to happen? Is it on the inside or the outside? So it's not going to be horizontal, it's going to be vertical. Make sense? So yes, it is a vertical
Why
stretch.
couldn't you let me answer it? I had right.
Because she had to say.
Hey, she needed help.
Vertical stretch. Vertical stretch, 2 is bigger than 1. So let's see. For the negative 1,
11.
11. Christian, I think that's you, right? What kind of transformation is that?
Wait, what? Sorry, I was doing. No.
That's okay. Yeah, well.
The negative one?
Uh-huh.
The right one?
Yeah. Right one.
I don't like that how it's opposite. It should be left since it's a negative.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
opposite. Everything inside is always going to be opposite.
Oh.
All right, for the next one. Corterion, you're 15, right?
No.
Pretty sure you are. Negative 4, what is it?
Huh?
What kind of transformation is the negative 4?
Oh, that's
Down. Very good. So down 4.
I'm not gonna remember this.
Like, that makes sense. Down, negative, that makes sense.
But she's recording it.
All right, so we got the transformations for the vertex.
Is it gonna be 1, negative 4?
Yes, it is going to be 1, negative 4.
Oh,
okay.
chicken strips.
It is going to be 1, negative 4. Remember, the inside changes sign, and then let's see. Oh, we don't have a 4. Leslie, what is my A value? What is my slope?
2/1.
Yes, 2 over 1. It's coming from this front number right here.
Can we just leave it at 2 or do
Yeah.
you want 2/1?
No, you can leave it at 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y is greater
I'm
than
putting 2
or
over 1.
equal to. So this is a solid.
All right, so I'm going to plot my graph. I'm going to plot 1, negative 4. When you are plotting your point, make sure you match your translations. I went right 1, down 4. It all makes sense. Okay, and then I'm going to use 2 as my slope. I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Oops. And dotted or solid number. Haley. Number Haley. Solid, yes, very good. Solid. And shading. Emery. Which way do I shade? Up or down? Up. Very good. So you're going to shade up.
I was so fine.
And is 0, 3 a solution? Gipram.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
No.
All right. If you haven't answered, don't worry because we have another problem.
Yay!
Yes, I know. So excited.
Oh my.
All right. I want to know what my first step is. Asalia. For number 3.
There she
You gotta label the parts.
Before I do that, I need to do something else. There's a prop. Yes, get the y by itself. So how do you do that? Plus 3, yes. Good. So I'm going to add 3.
What bit? Huh? No, it's the second time.
All right, so the plus 3, you just stick it on the end. You cannot combine them because you can't just add things into your absolute value. It breaks the rules of math. So, it does. So just stick the plus 3 on the end. All right, now, yes, I do want to start labeling. So, do we have an 18? We don't, right? All right, Josh, tell me, you can pick. Tell me a translation. Any one, whichever one. Up what? Up 3, very good. Up 3 is one of them. Isabella, you can pick another one.
Oh, right 2.
Right 2, very good. And what the heck, we'll just do the rest of that table. Isabel,
No, wait.
what's the last one?
The slope is 1 over 2.
Yes, what kind of transformation is that? Like, what are the words that I want?
Oh, the compression.
Very good. Vertical or horizontal? Is it on the inside or the outside?
Does someone say mood or food?
Shading
yeah.
underneath it. Right.
Vertical compression.
Are we shading
Vertical's
underneath?
on the outside and then compression's on
Horizontal's inside.
the inside. Yeah.
Are you okay, girl?
All right, so yes, vertical compression.
You said what?
All right, so let's see. Someone's gonna tell me my vertex.
You know what? You
14.
did that on purpose.
I
man.
did
And then
not.
You act around.
Look, I was even looking over here. Tell me what the vertex is.
The vertex is 2, 3.
Very good. 2, 3, and then I want to know what number I'm gonna use. Kind of like slope. My A value. 10. Kanaya.
Oh, we shade down.
Like the slope. So
Oh, 102.
yeah, 1/2. All right, good. So I have everything I need. So I'm going to plot the vertex 2, 3. That does match my translations. I went right 2, up 3. I'm going to use my slope up 1/2, which makes sense because I am vertically squishing my graph. Let's see, dotted or solid number 7, Daniela. Is it dotted or solid? Solid, very good. And shading. Angie, are you 9?
What? Yeah.
Which way do I shade, up or down?
Hold on. I have to see it. Hold on. I'm lost. I'm sorry. I'm like way behind. Oh. Down.
Yes, down because it's less than. Down because it's less than. And is -4, -5 a solution? Caitlin. Yes, it is.
What's so aggressive?
Me?
All right. Flip it over on the back. We're almost done.
Did we do the solution? Or
Yes, it's a
The
solution.
back, it's not even the full number for the slope.
What?
There's 1/2. There's 1/2.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I said yeah.
what is this?
All right. On the back, I give you a graph. I want the function. So we are going to find the vertex, the slope, and what kind of inequality we have. So we can put my function in this form
Does it matter if?
right here.
Yeah. Never mind.
Except we don't know what this is. So this is not going to be. This is going to be some kind of inequality. So we'll just put a question mark here for that.
Question? Yes, we will be question.
All right. So for the vertex, let's see. Vertex. 15, 16. Reseda, what's the vertex?
Plus.
Yeah, very good. 2, -2. This point right here, 2, -2 is my vertex. All right, Ariana, for the slope here, we're just going to pick another point. Very good. -2/3.
Wait, why is it a negative?
Because it's going down.
It doesn't matter which one has the negative.
No, it doesn't match like this way. Like if you go down 2 and over 3, it doesn't go on the exact.
Oh, this way. That it's just because I did my best with the graph. It's
Your laugh.
yeah. All right, so yeah, I just did my best with the graph, trying to match it up. It gets kind of close. It's just, I don't know. It gets close. Yeah.
So wait, it has to be -2/3. It can't be just 2/3.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be negative because you're going down.
Oh, okay.
What do you
I see
mean?
that, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
From here to here, we're going down. We're not rising. We're dropping. All right, so your slope is -2/3 for the inequality. Diana, am I shading above or below? So is it going to be a greater than or a less than? Mm-hmm. And do you have the little bar underneath?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, you do.
Wait, are we not making the equation?
We are.
Still
I'm
doing sticks.
I'm almost. I have a couple more sticks left. So yep. All right. So let's see. Who's going to help me do the equation? 23.
Who?
23. We don't have a 23. Does someone want to volunteer? Okay, help me.
Is it y is more than equal to negative 2 over 3? I'm sorry, did I say it wrong?
You're good.
And then
Keep
the
going.
little absolute value.
Uh-huh.
X minus 2, another line, minus 2.
Very good.
I know something.
Okay, so all clap for Faith. Good job, Faith.
That's on the, oh my God.
So your slope goes right there in front for your A value. One thing I do want to mention to make sure that y'all did. Shh. The X value here is going to switch signs. So it's a positive 2 here, but when you put it in your function, it switches. But this guy stays normal.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a few more sticks. So we're going to do this last one. All right, for the vertex. 16. Kiadra. Very good. Negative 4, 5.
I already did all of it. That's why.
20. Lily, what's the slope?
Yeah, Lily, get it.
And so I thought you said Willie.
Lily.
Wait. The 2 over 1.
Mm,
Is it negative 1 over 3?
Well, it'd be negative
how many do you drop?
3 over 1.
So, yeah, so you go down 3 over 1. So down negative 3 over 1, which is the same thing as negative 3. Okay. Rise over run. So,
Oh God, I got this one.
all right, and for the inequality, Evelyn. Shading above or below? So is it less than or greater than? And do you have the little bar underneath? No? Okay, and so then third.
The equation.
Huh? Sure.
So y is less than negative 3 over 1. Then after you write x plus 4 and 5.
And good, then plus 5.
Yeah.
Good job.